video lecture we are going to discuss the short story Two Gentlemen of Verona by A.G. Cronin. This short story is prescribed for BCom Part 2 Semester 3 class in compulsory English. Let's start with the biography of A.G. Cronin. Archibald Joseph Cronin, he born in 1896 and passed away in 1981. He was a Scottish novelist, a dramatist, and a non-fiction writer. He basically was trained as physician and served as surgeon sub-lieutenant during the First World War. He is considered as one of the best renowned storytellers of 20th century. His best known works are the two novels. Number one is The Citadel and the second one is The Keys of the Kingdom. Both these novels are nominated into Oscar nominated films. His books are best sellers and translated into many languages. Many of his stories are based on his experience as a physician. We find a dramatic mix of realism, romance, and social criticism in his stories. His stories deals with moral conflict between individual and society. Before actually discussing about the story, we should know the characters and plot of the story. The writer himself is the major character in the story and he is also the narrator of the story. Nicola and Jacopo are the two brothers. Nicola is the elder brother of about 13 years old and Jacopo is the younger brother of about 12 years old. There is one minor character, the nurse, and Lucia. Lucia is the elder sister of the two boys, Nicola and Jacopo. As far as the plot of the story is concerned, the writer himself is the narrator and central character, and the whole story is narrated through his point of view. In other words, we can say that the story is narrated by using first person narration. And the plot, when we think of the plot, we can divide the story into three parts. In the first part, the writer and his friends get acquainted with the two boys, Nicola and Jacopo, and the writer's observation of the two boys and the hard work they do. The writer follows the two boys to the hospital and comes to know the details about why the two boys are working so hard. And in the last part of the story, the nurse narrates about Nicola and Jacopo and their sister Lucia's illness. The first part of the story, the writer and his friends visit Verona as tourists. Verona is a city in Italy. It's a beautiful city. The writer and his friends meet the two boys at the outskirts of Verona. The two boys were selling strawberries. They approach the writer and his friends and they insist the writer to buy a basket of strawberries. The writer and his friends, they are traveling in a car and they are visiting Verona city for the first time as tourists. The driver, Lugai is his name. He says, "Don't buy, you will get fruit much better in Verona." He says it because the two boys seem to be look they have shabby appearance, they are poorly dressed and looking dirty. But the writer and his friends, they they look at the two boys. They are attracted by the two boys, and the writer observes, gazing at the two little figures with their brown skins, tangled hair, and dark earnest eyes, we felt ourselves strangely attracted by them. So the writer buys a basket of strawberries from the two boys. They reach Verona and stay in a hotel. Next morning, when the writer and his friends they come out of their hotel, they once again meet the two boys. And after inquiry, they come to know that these two boys are brothers. Nicola is the elder brother of 13 years old, and Jacopo is the younger brother of 12 years old. Then the writer describes Verona city. It's a lovely city and it has a very rich history. The buildings are of medieval style and beautiful buildings are there. And uh, Romeo and Juliet's tomb is also there. Romeo and Juliet, they lived in Verona city. Romeo and Juliet actually is a drama by William Shakespeare. It is a romantic drama. At the end of the drama, Romeo, the lover, Juliet, the beloved, both of them die. So, the tomb of Romeo and Juliet is also attraction of Verona city. But the, the city has lost its beauty due to bombing in recent years. So that was the time of First World War, and after the First World War, there was much destruction in Italy, and Verona city also come under the problem of First World War, and it has lost many buildings. When meet the writer and his friends meet the two boys next morning, they found them working on shoe shining and in the public square. They were shoe shining in the public square. The writer and his friends observed them. After some time, they go and greet the two boys. The two boys greet them with smile on their faces. And the writer inquires that he thought that the two boys work as fruit sellers. Upon this question, the elder brother Nicola says they work they work as guides also for the tourists. The writer then tells the two boys to take them around the city and to show them Romeo and Juliet's tomb also. With the two boys, after spending some hours, the writer observes they were childish enough in many ways and quite artless. Yet in both the boys' faces there was a seriousness which one respected, an air of purpose far beyond their age. The two brothers proves very useful for the writer and his friends. So for a week they stay there, and every time whenever the writer and his friends needed anything, they used to call the two boys. They did all the work and they fulfilled all the demands of the writer and his friends. One night, when the writer and his friends came back to Verona after traveling around Verona city in the midnight, they found the two boys, the two brothers, at the square in the midnight waiting for the bus which is coming from Pauda a another city which was close to Verona to sell the newspapers. So when the writer inquired why they are staying in the midnight in the square, the elder brother Nicola answered the writer that they are waiting for the bus, and when the bus will come, the travelers will buy the newspapers. The writer found these two boys that they are always ready to work. They work as strawberry sellers, they work as they work at shoe shining, they work as guide for tourists, and everything they do, there must be some reason behind this, because such heavy work, and they are ready to work and do the work for long time. There must be some reason behind their work, but the two boys never speak about it. One day the writer asks Nicola, the way you and Jacopo work, you must earn quite a bit. You spend nothing on clothes, you eat little enough. When I see you, you have a meal, it's usually black bread and figs. Tell me, what do you do with the money? So the Nicola, the elder brother, answers, at present we have plans. So the writer asks, whether they want to uh, travel to states, United States. The elder brother says, no, at present they don't want to travel anywhere, but they have a plan. And he doesn't reveal the plan, he doesn't tell the plan to the writer. And neither the writer forces him to answer all his questions. Then the writer informs the two boys that on Monday he and his friends will leave this Verona city, and they are going away from Verona. And before going away, they want to do something for the two boys. Particularly, the writer says, I want to do something for you. So the two boys then request the writer to take them to Poleta. Poleta is a village 30 kilometers away from Verona by his car. They inform the writer that every Sunday they visit Poleta, and usually they hire bicycle. But as the writer says he wants to do something for them, he can take them to Poleta on Sunday. The writer agrees, and he says that he himself will drive the two boys to Poleta, the near the village. When the writer takes them to Poleta, which is 30 kilometers away from Verona city, here this is second part of the story. We can call it second part of the story. In the second part of the story, the writer takes the two boys to Poleta by his car, and when they reach Poleta, at that time the boys open the doors of the car and they tell the writer that they will not stay long, within an hour they will come back. And they also tell him that there is a coffee shop nearby and he can spend time there. Then the two boys move towards a villa, and they disappear. The writer is anxious to know where the boys went. Then after waiting for some time, the writer follows them and he knocks on the door of the villa. There a nurse comes, she opens the door, and the writer asks the nurse about the two boys which they just now reached the hospital. She understood that the writer wants to know about the Nicola and Jacopo, so she takes him to the cubicle where he finds the two boys sitting by the bedside of a girl. So the writer finds that the two boys are there sitting, and a girl is there on the bed. The girl, from the face of the girl, the writer concludes that she must be the sister, the elder sister of the two boys. And the two boys were speaking, and she was quietly listening. She seems to be very delicate, and a smile is there on her face. The writer comes to know through the sister that uh, her name is the girl's name is Lucia, and she is the sister of Nicola and Jacopo. Then the writer requests the sister to tell him all about the two boys, Nicola and Jacopo. The sister narrates this part of the story. This is the third part of the story. In the third part of the story, the nurse tells all the details about Nicola and Jacopo and their sister's illness, Lucia's illness. Nicola and Jacopo are alone in the world except their sister Lucia. Actually, before the war, uh, their father was a widower, and he was a well-known singer, and unfortunately he was killed in the First World War. And this family was very cultured family, and they had very comfortable life, but due to the war they have lost everything. The three, Lucia and the two brothers, they were thrown out on the street, and they lost their house even in the war. And they suffered from starvation and exposure to the cold Veronese weather and cold Veronese winter for a long time. Then somehow they started their life. But after that, German elite guards, they established their headquarters in Verona city, and they rule, dreadfully for 3 years. And during these 3 years, these two boys immediately joined resistance movement, freedom movement. They left their sister back and joined the freedom army. The two boys used to carry letters in their shoes, and they used to travel, they used to walk in the forest, and they did many things. People around the Verona city know them as freedom fighters. They were the youngest to join the resistance movement. When the German army left Verona, the two boys came back. And what they found, very unfortunately, they found that their sister was suffering from tuberculosis of spine. Did they give up? No, they didn't give up. They immediately took her to the hospital, and they requested the hospital administrators to admit their sister. But the hospital is private, and there was no financial assistance from the government, so the hospital administrators have no other way but to charge fees. The two boys, they work day and night, and every week they visit the hospital and pay the bill of the hospital. And the nurse says that Lucia is making good progress, and after some time she will become a singer, and she will become once again healthy. And the writer doesn't want to wait there for long. He wants that the two boys to keep their secret. Therefore, he takes leave from the nurse and waits by the car outside. When the two boys come back, he takes them to Verona. The writer comments that this is the real life the boys are leading. Their selfless action brought a new nobility to human life, the writer observes. He says it gave promise of a deeper hope for human society. Think of the title of the story, Two Gentlemen of Verona. These two boys are the really gentlemen. The two boys are in real sense gentlemen. Why? Because they have embraced responsibility. Even though the two boys are very young, but they accepted the responsibility and they don't complain. They are ready to work. They display largeness of heart and nobility of character. This is what we have to learn from this story. We should learn from the story to accept the challenges which are there in our life. From the story, we should learn to display largeness of heart, and we should display the nobility of our character, and we should never complain. We should struggle hard against the challenges in life and prove ourselves as good human beings.